Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Airships Conquer the Skies and a new series on the Conquest mode. Today's beverage is a very delicious ruby breakfast, which I think is orange, clementine and grapefruit. Very nice indeed. So in a previous couple of videos of Airships, we were focusing on rebuilding our fleet because we'd started from scratch basically for various reasons, and we now have a couple of ships. I'll have a quick look just for the sake of transparency. Airship editor, open the design, and we have the SP Herringull, which is a mid to high level bomber which is armoured, and the SP Sparrowhawk, which is a very fast reaction vessel which is focused on ramming and boarding. We also have these like HMS things and Falcons and Bats, but these are the ones that just start in with the game. Either way, we're going to start a new series on the Conquest mode, and let's do that. So we have to set up all of our options. I think we're going to go with, well, let's edit the arms first, and you've got different coats of arms which we can focus on. I think what we'll do is go for like a border with a, say, a white background, and that's roughly channel colours. Hang on, no, that there and that there is all right. And what can we go for? We've got things like a mountain, which is increased lift from suspendium, a lozenge, which gives us technology, a line, which is reload in boarding combat. I think what we'll do though is go for something a bit more universal, a bit more generic. So either scales, that's something we normally go for, which is increased income from cities. But I think we're going to go with this, which is plus 33% for research. That's pretty good. I'm going to set the background to white there, if possible, because I want to have, I think that is reasonable. Yeah, let's go with that. We will leave that, and we'll say our faction is Generican, and let's set up all of the options for the campaign. I don't want it to be a massively long campaign, so I'm going to go with a medium map. Small is far too small, and large it'll be a long game. The reason for this is because we've only got 2 designs, so pretty much in every episode, or maybe every other episode, we'll have to be building new ships. So if it was a large, this would go on forever. In terms of difficulty, I'll probably keep most of this by default, to be honest with you. It's currently on easy. I'm not in any great hurry to knock it up because it's all about building different vessels and trying them out. Land will have as mixed, which is fine. Monsters is default. Research is normal, and we'll start with tier 1 tech. I think, you know what, that is the default option, so we're going to go with that. Let's start the game and get into this one. So obviously it's going to generate the towns, the cities, and obviously we'll have to set up certain research things and, you know, all of that. Now, because we are limited in what we can use, we currently only have two designs that we have made. I think we're going to set ourselves a couple of tasks and also set some rules. So this is our home city there, job done. The city conquer gives additional bonuses. Yeah, fine. Thank you very much. Okay, this is your starting fleet. Yes, we're aware of this. It's a tutorial, and we can build up our fleet, and it's just telling us about things around us. Anyway, we have started on the top left here. We do have a couple of other empires around us. We can see we got the Al-Ekol to the left and the Tixi over there to the right, and any one of these we could obviously attack. I'm going to check out, we've got this vessel here, which is quite interesting. It's only 194 generic units of currency, quite cheap there. We also have a different calendar as well, because, well, of course we do. We can change our research options and set it up. We're currently on subsidies, which is not costing us anything, but I may end up knocking the price up. In terms of what we can build, let's have a quick look. If we go to build the ships here, we cannot build anything. Oh no, sorry, we can build the creosote because this is basic technology. But the problem that we have is that the Herringull and the Sparrowhawk, we don't have the technology. We need a large suspendium chamber, and I guess, oh, we do have the propeller, so we need a large suspendium chamber, so that's what we're going to focus on. So we're going to set ourselves a couple of rules. Firstly, we're only going to build ships that we can, well, ships that we've either designed ourselves, or we can only use ships that we've captured. I think that's a decent idea. It focuses our attention on building lower technology ships and cheaper ships, and also capturing others. We can obviously repair the ships that we capture, but we can't build any of them that we haven't made. And also we do have to, let's say, try to build things sort of as fast as possible, really. So this is our technology tree. I'm going to have a quick look around the tree, and we do want to focus on getting at least our borders in, so we need probably, what's that? Large suspendium chambers. Let's go for, this is all tier 1 technology, I believe. Yeah, so we're going to go for this here. Oh no, sorry, we can research high pressure suspendium, which gives us pressurized dust tanks, and then over to scientific suspendium mining, which is large suspendium chambers, which is what we need. Currently on subsidies, as I said, but we're going to probably knock it up to, what's our current income? Plus 83 is our current income, so that's fine. I think we will end up setting it to, let's set it to research programs, because it'll take a little bit of the edge off. And now we have to think about where we're going to go. I do want to start taking over people's stuff, but the problem is we don't have anything great in terms of our fleet. Let me check the defenses there, and you can see that we have a lot of these little defenses. Right, I'm not really keen on building defenses, but I do want to design a... I want to design a ship, and I want to base it on very low level technology, as in tier 0 technology, if that is possible. So in terms of weapons, we have things like a ballista, that's very low level. We have a musket, I think, which is, I don't know what level that is actually, but I imagine it'd be quite low. Rifles are similar, and we've also got aerial charges, which apparently, I would have thought aerial charges would have been... Oh no, they are tier 1, okay. So the bomb bay is tier 1, grenades are tier 0, a kinetic bomb is tier 0, musket is 0, rifle is tier 1, cannon is tier 1, and grape shot cannon is tier 1. So I'm going to build a vessel that is focused on these things here. Now, the reason I'm stacking them like that is because if we see the fire arc, can we actually see the fire arc when we mouse over it? The fire arc is... very strange. Let me remove those. You can see the fire arc is up a little bit, but then sort of stops, so it doesn't go all the way up. It's not like 45 degree. In fact, it says the fire arc is 100 degrees, but the maximum accurate range is 670 meters. So we want something that probably slowly goes towards the enemy and then basically takes them out. This is going to be quite a cheap vessel, I would imagine. Let me check our overlays and our forward drag. You can see forward drag is not too bad, although that says drag says drag 405, reducing speed by 71%. Obviously it's not complete yet, but 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, I think we're going to go with 8 of these things. It says it's too heavy to fly, but yes, we're aware of that. And we do need to connect all of these up. So what is the best way? Well, if we go over to our pathing, you can see that the pathing is basically out the back. So that's not ideal. Let's check out our... What if we just have it flat? If it was just flat, like that, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8... and check our forward drag, it's going to be massive, isn't it? It is, yeah, it's reducing speed by 70%. I'm very tempted to simply go with that, because the problem with having it built the other way is that we have to have like different, like ladder connections, and it's going to be very expensive. I want to make something cheap and something that is pretty much here to, well, something cheap and something that will be very low tech, which I think this pretty much is. We could use these things here, these large dust tanks with ladders, so we could put those on like that, and that would connect the majority of things up. But I think instead we will go with, well, we need all manner of things in here, so let's go with most likely, I'll check the lift out, and we're going to use large suspendium chambers. My intention was to do that and have it set up like so, something like that. Let's go ahead then, and we will add in, that's the very base one, you understand. So we're going to add in a, where would it be, resources, ammo store, 1 2 3, like that. This connection here we will go with, that'll be under lift, 1 2. That connects all that up. And obviously we need, are we in the air? Yes, we do have a service ceiling of 261 meters. That's a lot higher than I thought, but then again we haven't got really anything built in here. So I really like the idea of putting the cones on. Oh yeah, That'd be cool if we can have the corns on the back. That's really... I really like the look of that. Yeah. Okay, let's potentially go with something like that. Command and crew quarters. We will have probably 1, 2... Oh, no, actually, you know what? I'm going to put 1, 2 there. And have... Is there a connection going down there? Let me go to pathing. There is not a connection going down, so that wouldn't work. I was going to have a thing in here to allow us to put fires out. Where is the resources? Fire point, but the fire point doesn't have a connection up there, so we'd have to alter it slightly. But if we put it back like that, we could potentially have in 2 berths like that and connect that up. Okay. Yeah. Currently on 1,000 already for this. We don't have supply and we can't move. Crew is 30, recommended is 20. Let's go with a bridge. We can now move. And let's go with a... Well, we need somewhere to have this... we need somewhere to make this move. Speed is not a priority in this thing, I must confess. Also, how expensive are these things? Let's have a look at lift. They are 20. Well, how much is a... How much is just a straight up ladder? 7. So yeah. 21. Yeah, it'd be even more expensive just to have corridor with ladders. But then again, those are unarmoured. So, maybe it's best if we do have ladders because they're unarmoured. And we don't need the lift. It will obviously cost us more, but it means there will be more armour and we can't, you know, it'll break up the ship otherwise, which is not something I am terribly keen on experiencing. We need somewhere to move this thing, so propulsion. We've got this big sail which we could pop on the top there. I like the idea of the sails that just sit on the back, although are those things still in existence? Yes, we do have those sails which you can put there if we wanted to. That would work. Speed is slow, but that's not a concern really. Let's go ahead then and put in some supply hatches. So over to our... What should we have? What type of supply hatch? We're only on we're on supply of 12, so we could probably get away with just a wooden supply hatch. Actually, what armor are we going to go with? Probably wooden armor. We could go with steel wall, but that is about the same, I think, as wooden armor. Is it about right? It's about the same. It absorbs more blast damage, but has less HP, so we're going to go with the wood stuff. And again, it's... I think actually it is the same technology level. Certainly not going to go with canvas, and stone would be... Technically, we could have this made of stone, and it would still float. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that, quite frankly. I think we'll get rid of that. Yeah, that's not worth it. I'm very tempted, very, very tempted actually, to get rid of these large dust tanks. Do we need the large dust tanks? And, I mean, we could just use the cones. Like that. That would still give us a service ceiling of 127 meters. That's strange that you can do that, isn't it? You can just have those. What about, like, if we have... No, that wouldn't fit in. No. Do these... Yeah, I mean, we could just have those, but it just doesn't seem to work. Let's go with the large suspendium ones. And I do like the cones, but quite frankly, they are just a bit too expensive. It's 120, and all it's doing is giving us a... It's just giving us more service ceiling, which we just don't really need, I don't think. Although I don't know what we're versing. Let's put them back on. And let's continue on with the build. I'm tempted to go with resources and a wooden cargo door at the back there. That supplies 40, whereas a wooden supply hatch provides 8. So 2 of those is sufficient. Okay, I'm tempted to put that up there. Get rid of those 2. Recommended crew is 26. And I guess we could do that. Pull that out, put that there, move that along. 1, 2. And then I can put in a berth. That's the recommended crew. Let's try to streamline this with... Actually, what about command and crew? I do have a crow's nest. We're going to put a crow's nest on. That's exactly the right amount of recommended crew there. Don't have a sick bay, don't have a repair bay. We're not going to have one. But for shapes, we'll start to streamline it a little bit. Do I want to go like that? Or maybe one of those? Oh yeah, I like the idea of that. Let me just flip those. Wrong way, hang on. That one. 1, 2. And then filler. That's something I quite like, actually. I don't mind the look of that. So forward drag, 59%. Backwards drag, 52%. Down and up, it's the same thing, yeah. Explosion damage is really high. Coal, we don't have any. We don't need any. Water, we do have access. We don't have repair. Ammunition is good. I think we may have too much ammunition. 1,226. We will save the design. It's called the Encroach, but we're not going to have that. It's the SP to denote that we've built it, and we need a name for it. So, naming convention was airships we'll call after creatures that fly, or things that fly. If it's stationary on the ground, it's like plants or stationary things, and if it is a ground ship, it's like, well, ground-based animals, or whatever. So SP... the Bumblebee. Indispensable. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Save. And we'll leave. I can't build it. It's over 1,000. I have no near the amount of cash required. We have turtle doves to our sort of south-southeast, and we have, well, there's Generic in there. We got Ototh, Brewster, and Fogcastle. So I don't know who we are going to focus on first, but this is where we're basically sitting around waiting for someone to pull the trigger. If we check out defences here, we do have some defences. I'm not going to really focus on them too much. I'm very tempted as well, you know, to go back down to subsidies just to give us a bit more cash in order to build this thing. As I said, we can start building some of these others. Originally we couldn't because of the cost, but we are focusing on building our own stuff. Says the Bumblebee, 1,226. As with all of these designs, they are subject to modification, change, alterations, and quite frankly deletion if they are garbage. And obviously a lot of these will be changed and modified based on what your comments are. So by all means, pop them in there. There will be a lead time in order for me to implement things because of the logistics of recording and such and release, but still. Got to build ship. We can build a Bumblebee. Just the one. It's actually in the wrong orientation. Have you noticed that? Ed prefix. Oh yeah, and random name. No, it's going to be the Bumblebee. Go. And there we go. It's getting built. This is a large shipyard, which is pretty good. Some of these other areas here, these big ones, I could send a spy to. Well, if I had the cash. I currently don't have any cash at all. Well, 48 generic units of currency. But we could send something there and see what they have in terms of, well, whoa, what's happened there? They have no vessels there. Oh, no, they have, there, it's coming in and it's popping in and out. Right, I'm very tempted to invade over here with our very slow-moving ship. This is Cogborough, and this is the first time in anger that we have tried out the Bumblebee. Let's see what happens. I'm also going to send a spy over there, and this is what we're versing. It's got rifles. Fine, I'm going to stay there. I will move it to here. And there's our harpoons going out. You can see they are not that accurate, as one may imagine. And speed is, I'm going to say, somewhat limited. We're going to go with an aimed fire because, quite frankly, of the distance. And I'm going to hang around here. I think that's about fine. Back up a bit there. We'll go at outside view. Damage is pretty much non-existent, but our harpoons are Oh, really doing a number on them. Admittedly, that is a wooden structure that we are fighting here. So I'm not particularly concerned that we're going to be stopped. Or at least our shots are going to be stopped. I love those harpoons just battering into the side of that. This is obviously not a new design. We did build what was called the Basic series in a previous series of videos, which was all about making tier 0 stuff. We had basically a block of flats that moved along and had grenades on either side. That was our very base level bombing. We also had something like this that was, I think, called the Basic, but it was slightly different. And that's a lot of damage. I'm very happy with that. That's a victory. And I'm going to do a... Having made consolidated your first conquest, you are now ready to continue expanding. Capture city after city, fortify conquests, build up your fleet. Soon you'll have united the world under your banner. Let's do a gentle takeover, and I'm going to... Oh, we see we're infiltrating that. I'm going to keep moving. Oh, research complete. High pressure suspendium. Good. Let's continue moving. I want to take over this guy's stuff as fast as possible. I'm going to view this guy's city, and you can see that they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defences, but I'm not seeing their ships. So I don't know what's happened there. I mean, I'm not bothered. The fact that they don't have any ships is good for us. Once again, well, we're already on aimed fire, and let's see what happens if we just sit there. What's our shots like? Not very accurate at all. Okay. Our maximum accurate range was, I believe, 600 meters-ish. But I'm guessing that we're more accurate than their rifles. We're still hitting. And we've just chipped off a bit of the roof. Sadly, they're now going to be subject to all manner of wind shear and actually leaks in the roof. I mean, that's probably the least of their concern at this stage. It's more about the honking vessel here that's slowly going towards them. Oh, the sun is in my eyes. We've got a negative. Distracting light from the east means shots fired from left to right are less accurate. Okay. I mean, I could go behind them and sit there, but quite frankly, we're doing okay. It also means getting closer, and I'm not really wanting to do that. We can follow the action, which just does that. No cinematic camera for us, sadly. Outside view. Let's have a quick look at our vessel. It is... I mean, there's a couple of dents in the armour we may have to repaint. I mean, that's going to obviously take a huge amount of dry dock time, but there you are. We've also caused some fires there. I don't know if you saw that, but they managed to put that fire out. They've also lost one of the rifles on the front. Let's speed up to max speed. I don't think there's much concern here. Oh, there's an explosion, which has caused some secondary fires, and there's another Vic and Terry. So gentle takeover once again, and keep invading. I'm taking their little provinces, their little towns first before taking that one, and once again start the fight. And is this again? Shots fired from left to right are less accurate. The dawn again. Yeah. Fine. Well, standard procedure. Move forward. I notice the ammo is persistent, so I may have to go back and repair, or at least rearm. But that's good shots. But we are down to under a third of our ammo, but doesn't matter. Gentle takeover. Okay, so can I take this? I don't think I can. I'm going to move back to our main city. Obviously, this is really slow, so, you know, it takes some time. And once we have the cash, which should be in the next tick, is that about right? No, I think we're just off. Yeah, Bumblebee. We are... we're literally 4 generic units of currency off. Fine. I wonder if just going there will allow us to rearm. We shall see. Oh, there we go. Build ship and the Bumblebee. One off. Get that built. Let's have a quick look around here. We can see... we haven't really been concerned much with who people are outside our borders. But on the right, that's a nice starting position. This guy here, the scales. Oh, we've got cultists. But they also don't have a fleet. These guys are scrapping. The guy at the top left isn't bothering. I'll most likely take this and work my way to the left. But we shall see. If I take the city here, it's a large shipyard, but it doesn't have any technology bonuses, although I don't think there'll be that in the game anymore because we've got the technology tree. I get confused, well, in general, and all the time, but actually with the different variations and builds of the game, where technology was gained from taking stuff over rather than a research tree. Anyway, we're coming back here, and I want to see if that just says it's rearmed. Will it do that? Yes, it does say rearmed. Brilliant. Okay, let's go ahead and move the Bumblebee down. And we're going to try and take out Tixie, which is giving us 83 income. I could try and destroy this. Yes, set ablaze, and it's destroyed it. But every time we do that, army spy is captured. Darn it. Okay. Let's go ahead and invade that. So we're heading over there, and they're not building anything. I think that we're focused on defense, really. Obviously, the defenses here, I'll probably set up... I'll just repair them. Defenses, repair, and move them. Like I said at the start of the series, we are allowed to use designs that we have captured. We're allowed to repair them. I guess technically we're allowed to build them. But we'd have to have like captured them first and such. I'm moving away from that idea really though. I do like the nice details of the time of day and the symbols and the different names. It's pretty nice for the months and such in the calendar. Let's go to defenses here once again. Repair that. These weren't too great when we last seen them, so I don't really know why I'm repairing it. But it seems good to at least have one of those. The thing I want to build the most is our reaction vessel. So I want to build that as soon as possible. So this is versus Tixie, and we'll start the fight. Both of these we will put on aimed fire, and let's see. Obviously we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a lot more firepower than what we've previously experienced. But we're going to stay up there, hovering around. Yeah. Now that I think of it, what might have been a better look is have this curve round to that. So it would be sort of curve in and round and then curve in and... Well, we couldn't curve there because of this thing, but curve in. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. It's not just a full block, which is not what I usually go with. It seems to be that the first structure has been pretty much wiped out. It is... I mean, to say it's on fire is a bit of an understatement. Ironically, the only thing that's not on fire is the water tower, which can put out fires. And there's nowhere for them to put this fire out because they've lost all the connections by the look of it. So, just keep firing. Causing damage. Let's have a look at an outside view of the bumblebees. Damage has been inflicted. We have got some holes. And we are now leaking suspendium from this dust tank. You can see that, look. It's leaking. There's that bar moving down slowly. We will eventually... I wouldn't say fall out the sky. I mean, it's a potential risk. But we will eventually lose that. And we will fall. We do have a lot of redundancy, though. 200 odd meter service ceiling for each one of those. We are... Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That is a suspendium dust tank going up by the sound of it. Yeah, we have lost 2 suspendium dust tanks. That's gonna crash. Ground the ship. Ground the ship immediately. We've lost the suspendium dust tank and... Well, now that I think about it, yeah. We've lost the cone on the back because that's the only connection. So I'm going to tell it to ground and stay there. Because the other one's leaking and almost destroyed. As is that. Right. Fine. Let's move the other one up a little bit. We're still able to fire. And we still have ammo. So when this blows up, there it goes. We have lost the suspendium. We've lost all suspendium. That's a weakness of the ship. Yeah. This cone is only connected to that. If there was another connection somewhere, it would be better. Like some struts between the two. But it's not. So we may have to make a version 2. Or at least some slight modification. We shall see. But we managed to land this in the first place. This will be classed as destroyed. It is now a mobile, so we can't get this back. So we have lost that. But has it been worth the cost? Well, considering we've taken out 1, 2 and a half of their structures, I'd say yes, so far it's working out very well. I'm tempted to go for rapid fire and get in close. But then this is working, so why risk it? Why risk changing it up? We'll only experiment when we want to find out something. Well, that's generally how you experiment. That's generally what experiments are for. But what I mean is, we're not going to experiment on this, which is taking over a city with a large shipyard. Oh, that's just become a bunker. With all the rifles pointing into the earth. And shoot some badges or something. Moles. Other subterranean creatures are available. And that's going to be an explosion. Yeah. I would say that we have managed to do the damage that we need to. I'm going to move this in. Oh. Victory. Yeah, sadly the bumblebee's destroyed. But that's a Vic and Terry. Iron Fort destroyed. Iron Fort. They've called it Iron Fort. Fair enough. Gentle takeover. Bumblebee's there. But we've managed to take that over. This is good. I am happy with that. So, I'm going to keep the Bumblebee. I'm going to actually move it down here to Sump. But, we now need to start... Well, we'll cast our eye to the left. Send a spy to that city. Autumn. Oh, the different... oh, it's the different moons. Yeah, Bumblebee rearmed. I mean, I could take over that. Where's their fleet? Fleet's there. I'm going to invade that. Because why not? Bit of aggression. I'm also going to go with... Ooh, research projects. We're almost finished suspendium... Scientific suspendium mining. Large suspendium chambers is what we'll gain. I'm just a bit concerned that we've got nothing to react over here. We shall see. Oh, you can rename the cities. Cool. Let's see what sort of defences these guys have. We've been very fortunate in that fight that we were having there was against wooden structures. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4 rifles. Okay, so it's not as well armed, but it is well armoured. Because that is stone. And wooden harpoons, admittedly, we've probably got at least metal-tipped harpoons. Are not going to do a lot of damage against this thing. But let's see what happens. Accuracy is good. We're on aimed fire once again. We are causing some damage. And a fire, apparently. Gotten some incendiary shots going in. Yeah, pretty much no concern of ours there. Luckily, we do have dusk. Distracting light from the west means the shots fired from right to left are less accurate. Ah. Yeah, so good for us then. So they're not going to be hitting much at all. And we are actually chipping away at them. But you can see the damage is not as much as we'd seen on the previous one. Admittedly, that's because, well, it's stonework. It's got more HP and more resistance. But they had more shots. I don't know what that is there. What's that? Is that a harpoon? That one? Whatever it is, it's not firing. So it might be... It might be these things, the ballistas. I keep calling them harpoons. Oh yes, it is. It's a ballista. So its firing arc is up and across. Fair enough. They've also got a fire. And we're starting to chip away at them. Oh yeah. That's a lot of fire. And that's going to be an explosion. That's the ammo gone. They've lost all but one weapon. Let's bring this close in. Ah, and it's a victory. Okay, gentle takeover. I'm going to send a spy to that city. Spy is active on the left there. Huge shipyard. We're going to view that city. And they have... Ah. They have those, do they? Well, they've got spikes on them. I don't know what they're armed with. But they've got 3 of them. And they have interesting defences. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these larger ones. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the smaller ones. You can see they must have secret police on a decent level. I'm going to recall the spy there. I don't really want to keep spending cash over there. Yeah. We've also got turtle doves. Turtle doves. A pair of turtle doves have made nest here. These huge creatures are fairly harmless, but often hunted for their meat and their beautiful shells. If you take the shells, you get the turtle hide, which it provides you lift and armour. Let's have a look at Nodden here. Oh. Ballistas again. That's interesting. Build ship. Let's build a bumblebee. I reckon we can take that city out. Sadly, cultists are over there. Strange new cultists starting attracting followers. Curiously well armed for a religious community, and their rhetoric is openly hostile to your empire. I was going to attack left. What's concerning is this guy's expansion. Look at that. 1, 2 cities, and making very good inroads around here. Let's continue on. Let's take Nodden out. Research complete is scientific suspendium mining. That means we now have the capability, I think, to make our vessels. Let me double check. Build ship. The Sparrowhawk. Yep. Construction time is 2 months. We can't build one yet, but we do have the technology. Let me go to research then, and I want to set up. We've got different routes we could go down. Elite infantry. Air grenadiers. Extra grenade aim and range, and air musket rate and fire rate. We don't have that. We've got extra ammo storage or ammo store flammability. Cannons can no longer explode. Cannon reload time. Turrets. Heavy cannons. Well, we could probably go down here, actually. Go with sponsons first. Yeah, we'll get some basic stuff. Oh, what's that? Fire extinguishers. Set that going as well. Right, we'll set that first. No, sponsons. Sponsons. Alright. So, we're invading down here. And then we'll look at Norden. And the cultists. I can't send a spy there to see what it is. I'm going to recall the spy, because it does cost money, you see. And, oh, we now have, I think, enough cash. Build ship. We can build a Sparrowhawk. So, as I've mentioned previously, we've not really tested that out in earnest. We basically built the original one, and it worked okay, but then decided to change it up a bit. It's actually a bit bigger than when I originally tested it. I wanted to make a much smaller, more basic version, which we may do in the future. But anyway, I'm going to put this at max speed. This is the Bumblebee versus another one of these structures. And, oh, unless we suffer some major damage, this should be an easy win. I've had great success with these very basic technology vessels. Admittedly, this is on not the hardest mode, it's not even on medium. But we are testing things out and getting back into the game, because I haven't done a campaign mode, Conquest mode in quite some time. But I do find the fun is in making these designs and trying out. And there's nothing stopping us upping the ante in the next one. There's a victory. Gentle takeover. Just waiting for this vessel to come along. See, it takes a while to capture these. Certainly not going to attack with... Actually, I'm going to send that guy back to Sump. I'll send the other one over there to rearm and repair. I think he's in need of repair. I'm also keeping some vessels to the left just in case any one of these decides to come and try and attack us. And let's see how fast the Sparrowhawk is, shall we? We're We're going to send it on speed trials over to probably Fogcastle. Oh my good grief. Compared to that. Look at the speed. Yeah. That's exactly what we wanted. Something that's extremely quick to go from A to B to C and get where it needs to go. So I'm going to keep it where it is now. No. Let's go up here. Because I'm worried about these two fellas. And I need it close. And do these need repairing? I think that says it needs repairing. That symbol, I assume. Yeah, repairs possible. Right. Bumblebee's been rearmed, but we're going to send them both up. It annoys me that they're rotated round. Compact list. Oh, that's good. And that's now there. Repair. Repair. 21 generic units of currency. Yeah, there's not much there. Oh, hang on. Move back. It's moved as separate. And there we go. In the meantime, let's invade over on the left. Taking these little outliers, I don't think is too much of a danger. But then we don't know what we're versing. Ah, okay. We have lots of rifles. Right. Start the fight and move it down. I'm actually going to move it to there. Go, go, go. Let's see how fast this thing is. So this is normal speed, and you can see how fast this vessel is. We're going to go straight past and get behind. Hello there. We're now going to tell the guys to board. They all get outside and then start yeeting out. And once that's done, I'll just ground the ship. That's captured. Ground the ship. No reason not to. And now that we're captured, we're now firing. But I also want to tell these guys to continue on. Board ship, that one there. They will then jump out and walk along and hopefully not get stuck like we've seen in previous series. That's a lot of guys that have that are able to do this. So that's captured, but there's no one firing on the weapons. That's another capture. And you can see them celebrating that capture. And there's a big shot there, and they just give up. Gentle takeover. Oh, hang on. See that? I moved to try and capture that, and they reacted by moving that vessel over there. But because this is so quick, we can very easily just redirect it. That's what always was brilliant about these things. So we're just moving down. Once again, trying to get behind them. And... oh, hang on. Oh! Right. Flee. We've got no troops. Right. I need to move back. I've got no troops. I didn't realise we'd have to go back for troops. I really like that. Yeah, I think that's much better. That means you can't just keep doing what we've seen previously, where it's just next. You have to rearm and repair and recrew and everything. That's good. I like the logistics of that. It doesn't feel a hassle. It just feels right. It is a hassle. You know, it's oh, I have to go back and do it, but it doesn't feel like an arbitrary limitation. It just feels more real. So, plus 10 generic approval points. Now board. And... Yep. There we go. Other encouragement noises are available. And ground the ship. 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 Ground. The ship doesn't want to ground. It really doesn't. But it's captured anyway. And gentle takeover. And once again, rush back. We could obviously do a brutal takeover. I think it potentially destroys stuff. Speaking of that, defences, repair. Defences, repair. And there we go. Oh! Enemy fleet is moving to invade one of our cities. It's going down there, is it? Right. Well, in that case, let's move down and redirect these guys as well. I don't think I'm going to get there in time. Let me move that back. So let's see. I think they'll win that unless we get there first. It's going to be very close. See that? Oh. And they turned around at the last minute. Fair enough. I can understand that. Build ship. The Sparrowhawk. I think we want a Sparrowhawk over here. And we also need more armour. Because, hang on, if I go to build... Herring Gull requires telescope and steel armour. Where's... Oh, there's telescope there. That's optics. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Get there. Oh, has it just cancelled that? I thought we could queue it up by holding shift and it just cancelled it. And we almost had that research, the fire extinguishers. Oh no, sorry, it was sponsons. It is correct. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it does keep it. Right, we're fine. Right, let's try taking Nodden. I'm not overly competent. I was going to say overly confident, which is true, but I said I'm not overly competent, which is also completely true as well. It is currently raining. Fires may go out on their own. This is good. Let's go for aimed fire, and I will just let them do their own thing. Technically, they are at this stage actually armed the same, or we are receiving the same shots back. The little one with, I like these little statues on the outside, that's good. They have 3 rifles firing at me. This one also has 3 rifles firing at me. It also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ballistas, and this only has 1, but we are out there arc of fire. So that's not really a big concern. So just keep firing. We are doing okay for ammo. Shots are hitting. And we're just looking for some critical damage. Speed out. I'm going to speed up to max speed. Shots are definitely causing damage. These big legs here. It's as if that's going to grow arms and start walking towards us. It's got that look about it. It may not be the overly practical look, or the overly practical layout, but then again, it looks better. Whereas the stuff I make just tends to be blocks. Although those have got something about them. But when you see some of the other people's designs and some of the ones that are in the campaign, which are also from other people's, I think originally their designs, you've got like galleons and ones that look really aggressive, loads of spikes on it, and some ones that are like towers and such. They're just really interesting designs. We are still fighting this technically because it is armed. 1 fore rifle, 1 aft. Any one of these shots though could spell disaster for them. There we go. We've taken the rifle out on the rear, but there's still one there. Oh, but it's on fire. That's a victory. Gentle takeover. And there we go. Right, we have managed to take out a lot more than I originally thought we would. And I'm happy with that. We've taken out we've taken 2 major cities and all of the surrounding little villages for that, and we are making inroads on the left-hand side. Naturally, this is not on the hardest difficulty, but we are having to make different designs. Let's have a quick look at the map. I mean, I think I'm successful, but this guy's expanding very quickly, as is the guy down there and over here, and eventually either they'll ally up or one of them will wipe the other out and there'll just be a large empire. But we'll have to see how we progress on. Next episode, we will continue on, whatever that happens to be. We do need to take out these cultists, so I do want to try and assault those, but I don't know what they've got, so I'll most likely use one of the Sparrowhawks to go there and then come back. And we'll most likely, again, oh, there's Sponson's research. We're going to go with now... Where is telescopes there? We'll go for telescopes. Job done. Yeah, we'll look at taking out the cultists, maybe finishing off the left-hand side and then working our way down to stop this guy being too big for the boots, because at the moment they've got 1, 2, 3 cities and all the surrounding little villages and hamlets and towns and whatever. So, yeah, we'll have to see. There's a poor guy here who's actually lost all but one of their settlements, so they can't even build anything. And this guy's lost all but one as well. Anyway, interesting start. Happy with the design of the Bumblebee. If you have any suggestions for changes, modifications, etc. to any of these, any also suggestions for things that you want to see built, whether it be specific technologies, weapons, ground ships, airships, static structures, whatever you have the idea for, by all means, let me know, and we will look at potentially building them and including them into not just this series, but, you know, future builds as well. Either way, hope you have enjoyed the episode, and I guess for what it is, the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.